Hi there. In case you forgot, our Battleship History Part 3 was supposed to be about Lord Horatio Nelson. But, and there's always a but, 2 Ukrainian missiles just sank the last battleship. Wow. Oh, technically, Russia's Moskva wasn't a battleship. She was a 12,000-ton Slava-class cruiser. They were non-nuclear replacements for the larger and very problematic Kirov class of guided missile ones. Back in the 80s, the U.S. recommissioned its almost 60,000-ton Iowa classers because of the Kirovs. All of the Iowas are museums today. The last Kirov, the Pyotr Velitsky, is the largest operational warship in the world. Well, except for aircraft carriers. The Soviets planned 10 missile cruisers. They built 3 3/4. The first was Moskva. The last, launched in 1990, was Ukraine. She's owned by Ukraine and sits today at a dock in the Black Sea. Unfortunately, I don't think she's complete, so I don't know how much she can help in this war. The Moskva was the flagship of the Russian Navy in the Black Sea, and she is the largest warship sunk in battle since the end of World War II. Her loss has got to be an embarrassment to Putin, a shock to the Russian nation, and really makes it much harder for Russia to launch a D-Day invasion of like Odessa. By the way, Putin can't just send a replacement to the Black Sea for the Moskva. Turns out there's a 1936 treaty called the Montreux Convention that allows Turkey to close the Bosphorus to all warships, including Russian ones. And that's what they've just done. Forgetting can be deadly. Look what's going on in Ukraine. The Russians forgot. Think about it. The Russians just gave up trying to take Kiev, and they're still trying to take Mariupol. So how is that them forgetting? One word: Stalingrad. And that's a word that they know well. In 1942, the German 6th Army fought its way into the city. They found ruined buildings blocking streets, defensive ditches, landmines, anti-tank barriers, and snipers. Almost 2 million people died in 6 months of vicious fighting. Joseph Stalin said, "One death is a tragedy. 1 million is just a statistic." The German invasion of the Soviet Union got stopped there, and that's a fact. The turning point of World War II. Has Vladimir Putin forgotten the Soviet Union's experience at Stalingrad? Have the Russian generals? You haven't forgotten there was a country called the Soviet Union, have you? Apparently, Putin remembers it because he's trying to recreate the USSR, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, if you've forgotten its full name. Urban warfare is happening today in Mariupol and almost happened in Kiev. Now, maybe that's why the Russians stopped attacking the city and pulled out. Maybe they remembered what their own history teaches: do not get involved in urban warfare. The price is horrible on both sides. In the first few weeks of the war, reporters flocked to a railroad station in the Polish city of Przemysl. They were interviewing some of the nearly 5 million Ukrainian refugees, men, women, and children, who were escaping the invasion. You know, the world has been shocked by this invasion, but, and here's another but, not a single one of the reporters thought to mention what the city of Przemyśl endured during World War I. Between 1870 and 1914, the city became Europe's third largest fortress. 44 forts in a 30-mile circle of steel and concrete were manned by some 150,000 soldiers. They protected the northern part of the Habsburg Empire from Russian invasion. And still, the Russians attacked. The Habsburgs sent in reinforcements over the Carpathian Mountains. In the winter. Some million men on each side were casualties. Eventually, Przemyśl was surrounded and defeated by starvation. After it was taken, the Russians arrested the Polish elite and rounded up every Jew they could find. Some 100,000 of them. That was a frightening preview of worse. 1942, the Nazis, Baba Yar. Oh my God, Baba Yar. How is it possible so few people know about it? Something like 100,000 men, women, and children were killed there, murdered, slaughtered. Pray for them. Przemyśl endured the longest siege of World War I. It was the Stalingrad of that war. Have the Russians forgotten that? Have the generals? Has Putin? Have they learned nothing? The lesson of this video is that we should all remember things that are important. Like that red is the most important human color because we all bleed red. If you don't remember, if you don't learn from history, you repeat it. Maybe to everyone's cost. Alas, by the way, I am half Polish and half Ukrainian, and I have cousins in both countries. I pray that they're safe. I pray that everyone there is safe. I pray that this conflict ends soon. I am Mike for the Be More Better team, and I really, really hope that there's going to be better news soon. I really do. Until the next time. Bye now.